the fairest of all the valleys, right here in Minnesota. Alrighty, just got inside Valleyfair. Jonah, first thoughts?
Dude, like you said before, Luke, it seems like a county fair, but just upgraded.
Yeah, it's definitely like that small park vibe. It's giving me like Adventureland in Iowa. Ben, thoughts?
I mean, so far I've only seen 2 of the coasters. Like, it seems like it's like both really spread out, but also really small at the same time.
Yeah, it's definitely a very weird vibe because I grew up going to Six Flags Great America, which is like 3 times the size of this, and like
Way more people.
Yeah, way more people, like a lot bigger of a like skyline. Oh, yeah. So this is definitely
line for parking.
Yeah, the parking lot is a quarter of the size of Great America's. But yeah,
It also is a Thursday, so we normally go on weekends.
Yeah. I'm excited though. This is gonna be interesting. Alrighty, just got off a Wild Thing, first ride of the day. What the heck?
That was so much better than I was expecting. That first drop was something. We rode back row, and it like, the way, I don't even know how to explain it. You kind of get pulled over at first, and it's like maybe a floater air time, and then it gets like noticeably steeper right at the very top after you go over there.
Yeah.
And then it goes right from a floater air time to a ejector. It's crazy.
Yeah, it definitely has a slight pre-drop. That's why there's a little bit of a flat like section right off of the initial train. But it's not as like much to the extent as like Raging Bull, where you actually dip and then level out. This one is kind of like you keep gaining speed through the pre-drop, which I think leads to better airtime like on the other hump.
Airtime, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was
maybe a little bit bouncy.
Yeah, it's definitely showing its age a little bit, but hey, it's still a really, really solid ride.
And then those back-to-back little airtime hills at the end, they probably would have been better front row, actually.
Yeah, I feel like if you got pushed through them, that would feel a little bit stronger.
Yeah, it was kind of like you get pulled over the top, but then as soon as you hit the bottom, it would like noticeably slow down. It's like you're hitting the brakes.
Yeah. Jonah, any thoughts?
I loved it. I love the set. A little head chopper moment, but yeah, it was awesome. Bull is still better. But
yeah,
it's definitely up there
for sure. Especially for like that was my first Morgan Hyper. I really like that. So now I think we might be heading to the back of the park to try out Renegade, see how it is. So we'll see you there. Alrighty, we just got off of Renegade. Oh yeah. Anyway, Jonah, thoughts?
Dude, I think all of my teeth are loose. That was very rough, but it was intense. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first GCI, so I didn't know what to expect. Definitely a lot of laterals though. I was in the side of my seat for like the entire ride.
Yeah, there was no straight or like flat element. They were like, you were always up on the side.
Yeah,
like that.
Which now I get why they like a lot of people say that Outlaw at Adventureland in Iowa is a lot like GCI because it's a very like curvy layout, no straight track, and Renegade is very, very similar to that. Ben, got any thoughts?
No, that definitely lived up to the no straight track expectation.
Yeah.
Just turn after turn, and it's like doing airtime throughout the whole thing too.
Yeah, that was.
It found all the spots to put like a little pop in as you're going into a turn or coming out of it.
Yeah, and then you've done Mystic Timbers. How would this stack up to that?
I think I still like Mystic Timbers more. Just this definitely close. It feels pretty similar, but yeah, this was maybe a little too rough to be as good as Mystic Timbers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it's on par with Hades 360 rough, but
Okay. I feel like the Hades and this ride are not in the same category.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like Hades is taller and it has a 360 element
And tunnel.
and tunnel.
Yeah.
Pre-lift.
Yeah.
And an amazing pre-lift.
That's very true. All right. Well, I mean, I liked it. I wish it was a little bit more on the comfortable side, as like far as like all the laterals, the like bumpiness and stuff. And now I think we're gonna go on Excalibur now that we're out in the back of the park. So we'll see you then. Alrighty, just got off of Excalibur. Jonah?
Dude, I thought it was so funny. Right? Okay, the initial drop was awesome, but after the first turn, Luke was yelling, "Remember, it's arrow, it's arrow, it's arrow," because the turns were rough, or they were just like kind of janky. Not rough, just whippy. I don't know.
I don't know if I enjoyed that ride or not, to be completely honest.
I do not need to go on it again. I think one and done kind of ride.
It had surprisingly strong airtime, but then again, I haven't been on Magnum, so I didn't know the lore about the hills. So, yeah.
It didn't do the pre-drop as well as Wild Thing. But
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of expected if it's only half as tall.
Yeah, it did have a nice kick at the end though. Like as you were going down the drop, it like slow up, and then a massive like kink that just like yanked you out of your seat.
I was thinking this was going to be a kiddie ride.
Yeah.
Kind of something more like Adventure Express.
I've never gone on a ride before where there's just a flat part right after the initial drop, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
It almost seemed like it should have been a splashdown.
That
Yeah.
dude, splashdown on
Or
Excalibur.
if you had like, well, his Excalibur theme is supposed to be like jousting. If you had like a guy on a horse with a lance right next to the track there.
That would be kind of cool. Valleyfair, take notes. Yeah, maybe now that Enchanted Parks owns it.
Oh yeah, that's one coaster that they could do a lot of theming stuff with it, and make it more of that like medieval kind of theme that it's going for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I think I liked it. Maybe. It was a ride. I'll say that. All right, just got off of Mad Mouse. Jonah, thoughts?
I rode with a guy who has apparently gone on 550 roller coasters. But no, smoothest one yet. It was nice.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it more than Dark Knight at Six Flags.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
I don't know. I'm kind of a sucker for Dark Knight.
Really?
Just because it has actual theming.
Okay. But this one has more drops, right?
I like the drops on this one a lot better because they're not as like jarring. Like the force isn't as like sudden. It's a little bit more controlled, it feels like, which I don't know, some people might see that as a downside, but I kind of like it because then it's not as like painful whenever you hit the valleys between the hills. It's a good wild mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty chill. And then I think we're going on High Roller next, so see you there. Alrighty, just got off of High Roller. Ben, thoughts?
Shouldn't have trimmed it. I think that would actually be like a really solid loading coaster if they didn't put the trim brakes on it.
Yeah, or like even just lighten it up a little bit, because that was like hard trimming on like after all those like big high turns.
I was actually impressed by the airtime on that.
There was some pretty good stuff, especially for a ride being like 50 years old. So yeah, that was pretty solid. Jonah?
Yeah, I was a big fan. It was a nice family coaster. I said it was like in between the American Eagle and Little Dipper. It's like the perfect middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good comparison. I also really like the white supports. It just like gives that like old coaster feel, but also like so, I don't know if nostalgic's the right word, but it just has a really cool vibe. While in line, I realized that my 50th roller coaster is going to be here, and I didn't time it well because we already went on Wild Thing and Renegade. So I'm going to try and make it Steel Venom because, you know, it has a holding brake. We'll see you there. Alrighty, just got off of Steel Venom and Delirious, and Steel Venom was my 50th, so that was pretty cool. Jonah, thoughts on, I guess, both of those?
I currently have no thoughts after riding Delirious.
Yeah,
My head hurts.
interesting ride. That was my first Larson loop, it's right behind us.
That can be the last one.
Yeah, it wasn't anything special. it kind of held you upside down for a little bit too long of a time. But still, Venom, I like the holding brake up there. It was definitely an interesting element, I guess. Added a little bit more to the ride.
That's like one thing that I wish I didn't know was coming, because that would, as a surprise element, that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
But now, because I guess I was just expecting it, and so
Yeah.
I don't know that it was really that special then.
That was awesome though. That was awesome.
Yeah. Like it's almost like more into your restraint than like a dive coaster.
Okay, I also think it
Was it-
launched you more in the station part than Flash did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It seemed a little.
It seemed more intense.
Yeah, it was like a step up above like Flash at Great America.
Yeah.
Although I do like that Flash has you over the water.
That is pretty
This,
cool.
you're just kind of looking down at pavement.
Yeah. Themed to concrete, but you know what?
Hear me out. You have it go through the Larson loop.
That would be kind of cool. But yeah, I think definitely the ride would have been cooler if the holding brake was like enclosed somehow, like if they themed it with like a tower around that spike. Definitely a pretty cool 50th roller coaster. It's a unique one. They don't really do the holding brake anymore. But Delirious, that was a ride. It was a ride. Yeah. Anyway, don't really know where we're going next, but
Probably
catch you there.
Corkscrew.
Oh yeah, probably Corkscrew. Or they do have an S&S Screaming Swing, and they also have a S&S Shot and Drop Tower.
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe check some of those out. See you there. Alrighty, we just got off of Corkscrew and the Starflyer swing ride that they have.
Northstar.
Northstar, yeah, that's the name of it. What do you think, Jonah?
Dude, Corkscrew was better than I was expecting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's decently smooth
Yeah.
for an old Aero.
Yeah, it was interesting though because you sit so low in the cars.
Mhm.
Like you're right on the rail.
Yeah, you're like in between the rails, yeah.
But no, I liked it. I liked the corkscrews.
Yeah, Ben, thoughts?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah?
I didn't really have high expectations for it, but it really wasn't that rough.
Yeah,
Just odd shaping as always,
sure.
and uncomfortable seats. Kind of cool that it's going over the water.
Yeah, that is really cool. But yeah. Oh, it's going through right
But
now?
yeah, no, those corkscrews are way nicer than the demons.
Yeah. I think,
they're nice and they're not tight. They're nice and like big and open.
yeah. Definitely like some better pacing going through it. I think also because it was built in the 80s and the Demon was 1976, they had a little bit of like design changes, able to make it a little bit nicer and forgiving to your average guest.
And this is also not as tall, so it's just going through it a bit slower.
Yeah, it's like 20 feet shorter, so yeah.
I think it's actually. How does it make it over that roof?
yeah.
That's what I want to.
Yeah.
Definitely a very cool
No
ride.
speed going
But
down that.
yeah. All right, now I think just for the credit, we're going to the kiddie coaster. So yeah, see you there. Alrighty, me and Ben just did the Cosmic Coaster.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely like the worst ride here. Like it's so scary.
Thrill level was moderate. That's what the sign said.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It was maybe 10 feet tall.
Maybe.
It pulled some decent laterals though, that's for sure.
Not intentionally.
Yeah, they definitely just like didn't bank the track that much. Yeah, don't need to do that again. But you know. Yeah. Drop tower? Alright. Well, we'll see you there. Alrighty, we just got off of the Screamin' Swing, the Drop Tower, and the Turbo Drop, and front row ride on Wild Thing.
Yep.
What are you guys' thoughts?
That hammer swing, first time ever doing one of those. It felt a lot like it's just a non-spinning version of the Sky Striker, which actually it was a nice ride.
Yeah. I feel like that one was really short. Like
Yeah.
it got up going, and then like Sky Striker likes to keep it going high, and then that just started breaking as soon as it got to the top.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. So the power shot tower.
Yep.
Is that what it's called? Power tower.
The shot tower.
Shot tower. Yeah.
The shot tower was way less aggressive than the normal drop tower.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
was-
way less aggressive, but it was a little bit less intense.
It felt a lot like the one at Adventureland. It just like, it didn't even feel double the size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
The drop tower, that was, I don't think it's as extreme as the one at Great America, but it was still like,
It
you
was
felt
a
the
good
height.
drop, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the little bounce at the end, so you're not just dropping, that's it. There's
Yeah.
actually kind of a little bit more of a ride to it.
I feel like that's with a lot of these rides. Like they just added a little bit more because like Steel Venom, they added the holding brake.
Yep.
On the drop tower, they added the little bounce. Yeah, and then also we went front row on Wild Thing, and that I don't know if I like back or front better.
Oh, definitely back.
Yeah.
Front was smoother. I
Yeah.
give it that, but you didn't get nearly the airtime that the back row had.
Yeah, the front row going over the first drop, that almost felt like a dive coaster because you were just like slowly like creeping over the drop.
Yeah.
Very, very slow to get up to pace, but once it was moving, like you got some good airtime in the front on the
That
return
first
trip.
hill, yeah, you got a pretty good floater on, like very sustained floater.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say, I like the back better. Jonah, thoughts?
I like being pulled over the hills more.
Also, those little triangle hills at the end, they seem to flow just a little bit better in the front row.
Yeah.
It wasn't as jarring.
They should do like trimless like sometime. That would just be really, really nice. Cause I think like Mamba at Worlds of Fun,
That
like
would
they
be
take off the
awesome.
trims and it's like the same style of ride. They like to trim their rides here. You got High Roller, which is like trimmed to death. You got
Yeah.
Wilding, that's trimmed to death. Excalibur could use trimming. Anyway, I think we're heading back to Renegade and checking that out. Maybe try some different rows, but we'll see you there. Alrighty, we just got off of the River Rapids ride, Thunder Canyon, I think it's called, and Excalibur. Jonah, what do you think?
I think Luke got the most soaked on the river. What was it called? The Thunder
Canyon.
Thunder Canyon.
Yeah,
But it was a walk on, like every ride here.
yeah.
But no, it was good. Wait, flip the camera quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Beaming. Some
Beaming.
nice rock formation.
indeed.
But yeah, no, it was nice.
Yeah. Fun?
I think it was a really good route,
Yeah.
and I don't know, they could have done a little bit more to try to soak people. I mean, I was feeling a little bit dry afterwards, but
You were.
I did like.
yeah, I was.
I did like how they said three at once.
They did
after the
almost like
initial-
block zones, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then me and Ben did Excalibur one more time. We didn't go hands up because
I think that's the strategy here. Don't try to put your hands up on it.
yeah, brace for impact as much as possible.
Yep.
I
It
mean,
didn't seem that bad
yeah,
when it's expected that it's gonna do what it does.
yeah. I mean, it also had some like really good forces. Like I almost grayed out on that like first helix
What?
area, or maybe it's the second helix, something like that. It was like, oh man, decent ride, I guess, for being that old. I still would take Gemini over that any day. But yeah, me and Ben also did Renegade for a second time in the back row.
Very back row.
Yeah, very back. That was something. I mean, it's rough, and it's just like, it's almost more than Wild Mouse laterals just because it's like, I don't know, you're going so fast. But
Well, you've heard of head banging. This has hip banging. I think I figured out what the main difference between this and Mystic Timbers is. That Mystic Timbers is actually an out and back. And so you don't have like the more than 90-degree turns that this does. It's like, you kind of get slammed into the sides, but it's not for as long.
yeah, I mean, I can't really say the same because I haven't been on Mystic
Yeah.
Timbers, but
I think
pretty
just
solid.
with how much this twists into itself, it's a cool look that like you're going through the supports and everything, but then, yeah, you get banged around a bit.
Yeah, I mean, if it was smoother, that ride would be awesome because it pulls so many forces. Like you got laterals, you got positives, you got some pretty decent negatives also.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think we're just gonna keep wandering around though, finding stuff to do. So see you around. Alrighty, we just got off a few more repeat rides on some of the stuff here. But Jonah, how do you think your day went?
Dude, I was surprised by how much we got on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was really no lines ever. The only lines were about like what 10 minutes
I
long.
think the longest line was for the wild mouse.
I don't think we've ever had this problem where we are like ready to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we've exhausted all of the rides
Yeah.
before it closed.
I was kind of worried about like because we came to the park like 3 hours late after it opened, and we're already gonna leave like an hour early just.
Maybe we should have brought stuff for the water park.
Yeah. It's the 50th anniversary here. Same with Great America, which I thought was kind of cool. Like I had no idea going into this that it was also Valleyfair's 50th, but that's kind of cool.
But yeah, no, the park was super clean, very nice park.
Like the front entrance alone is also like really, really cool looking. Because like the one that they just redid at Great America is like kind of all metal and kind of I don't know. It looks cool, but it's not like the same vibe that this park gives off, where it's like the like hometown like small park feel, which I really like.
Aside from this part at like the front of the park where you have steel Venom, and otherwise you have like more narrow paths, and it feels more like almost like a trail kind of that you're following instead of. It's like this part right here feels more like a Great America, but
yeah, it's definitely a very weird layout too. Like it's like you have to kind of maneuver around the water park to get around.
Yeah.
Because that's like right in the middle of the park, so you have to go like to the far right to get around. But I mean, it is what it is.
it very much gives Adventureland vibes, but also bigger.
But yeah, favorite ride of the day.
That first time that we did Wild Thing, just it very much caught me off guard because I was not expecting it to give the airtime that it did. That has to be my favorite one for the day.
Jonah, favorite ride?
Ooh, favorite ride. Since Wild Thing was already said, I'm gonna go the Steel Venom, the upgraded Flash.
Yeah, with
That
the
was-
holding brake.
Yes.
Yeah.
First time because I didn't expect it to hold you quite that sudden. I don't know, but yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50th coaster for the 50th anniversary of this park is kind of crazy, not gonna lie. But yeah, no, I think my favorite ride today, I think I'm gonna have to go with Wild Thing also, just because it's a hyper coaster. You go fast, you get airtime. I just wish some of the shaping was a little bit better, because it's like you kind of like bank and then you get slammed to the side of your seat. So if that was just a little bit better polished, that would be an amazing ride. Anyways, I think we're gonna be heading out for the night. Got on everything we really wanted to get on, so yeah.
Multiple times.
Multiple times, yeah. All right, well, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.